Hey folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail and it's great to be back. I took a week off the internet just to kind of chill. Um, and then I kind of realized that I just really needed to physically recharge. I have had a week off from work so far. I got a fortnight off, so um, but yeah, it's always the same for me whenever I get time off after such an intense period of work, I tend to kind of just go into like a complete nosedive, and so yeah, I just very exhausted, and I think I just needed complete R&R, and that sort of coincided with me sort of having a generally a week off from the internet and stuff like that. Although I have had a quick look at comments and stuff, I just haven't been sort of engaging, if you like. So. Yeah, so I'm back and it's great to be here. I have got quite a lot of reactions to do, so I'm really looking forward to them. And the weather's turned nice as well, which makes the reactions that are coming up all the more appropriate. There's definitely got a sunshine feel to them. So before I get to this reaction, actually, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing, liking, sharing videos even, and donating to buy me a coffee, for which you can also suggest music to listen to. And just drop in the comments below. I have been making an extensive list of all the music that people have suggested, and I've gone back about 2.5, 3 years at this point in time. I will sort of skim the rest maybe just to see if there's anything from the older videos, but it's something I stopped doing for quite a while. And going through them actually does quite a lot of really cool suggestions. So I will be dropping them in occasionally, and people might be surprised, but there's been a whole length of time between them suggesting it, and maybe 4 years down the line, I'm actually going to listen to it. So I can only apologise, but I do work, and there is only enough hours in a day to get these things done. And at the moment, I have the opportunity to, occasionally sort of keep plowing through all my old reactions to look at what's been suggested. Um, so great. We are now going to be listening to a song by Prince Buster and the All Stars with the Folks Brothers, which is I think is John Mico and Jania. Um, and this track is called "Oh Carolina." So I've actually heard the Shaggy version of this from I think it was about 1991 or 92. Um, yeah, I mean that was quite popular on the radio. I'm not sure how close that is to this one, but it is always good to actually hear the originals of these tracks. And considering the time difference between the two, I mean we're talking sort of like just under 40 years. Um, it's really interesting to hear this and how it's structured and everything. So this is actually from 1959. It's a very short track. So without further ado, I think this is a vinyl version only, audio. So yeah, the Folks Brothers, Oh Carolina, courtesy of Simon. Thank you. You've suggested quite a few summer sounds for me to listen to, and just thanks for your contributions. And here we go. This is the Folks Brothers, Oh Carolina. It's good pause it. Are they kind of like slapping their legs and clapping? Um, I was trying to figure out whether that was an artifact when this was recorded, but it does actually sound like it's actually part of a recording. That's pretty cool. So let's just take this back. Love those toms. Oh, I love his voice actually. There's a quite a soulful gentleness to it. And I wasn't sure what to expect. Obviously, the Shaggy version was a lot more aggressive, if you like, in the delivery. I think it was of a time. It was a kind of different form of reggae. Um, but this it has a gentleness to it. I like this. It kind of feels very much more um, a beach kind of sound. You know, it sounds like something you'd hear wafting through the palms and across the cobbles and like just hearing somebody playing this, maybe busking this or something. So it feels a lot more organic, and obviously music in the 90s and 80s and stuff a lot more kind of processed. But then you listen to something original, and it does have that kind of vibe to it. Now, not all originals are better than not all cover versions are better than the originals. Not all originals are better than the covers, but I think on balance of it, I actually prefer this one. And I will let you into a little secret. I did actually buy Shaggy's version of "Oh Carolina" because I was feeling in that kind of summer vibe, and it just kind of like it was an interesting song. I'd never heard that song before, so to hear the original now, all those years later, so I mean we're talking sort of 30 plus years later for me. It is really nice, and it does have a different vibe to it. Definitely, I think with the Shaggy version, I was in my early 20s, so it suited my personality, something that was, quite happy but a little bit of aggressive, if you like. Now I'm a lot older. The more gentle vibes of this sound kind of, I don't know, resonates with me a lot more. I'm feeling the frequency of this one, definitely.
Carolina, my darling, all my love for you. Carolina, my honey, you know I love only you. Oh, Carolina, oh, Carolina.
It feels a little bit ska. I think maybe if I was to kind of say this was like reggae, might be a disservice to it. Although I'm never kind of sure if there's a crossover between reggae and ska. But this kind of feels a little bit more ska. It's got that it's got that kind of repetitive um, beat to it, melody that you can kind of like makes me think of those 80s bands from or late 70s bands from my time, and listening to like Madness. Obviously they did covers as well of a lot of his stuff. um so yeah, it does kind of resonate and give me different vibes again from the Shaggy version. I mean, I haven't heard the Shaggy version, I have to be honest. I mean, I will say this: things are probably played on the radio. I don't listen to the radio that much. um Going out my way to listen to the Shaggy version probably wouldn't be on my top list. I don't even think I've got it on my Walkman, and I've got about 11,000 tracks on that now. But yeah, definitely this gives me kind of those ska kind of vibes. So really cool.
Oh, Carolina, tan bonita, come back and make things right. Oh, Carolina, tan bonita, come back and make things right. Oh, Carolina, tan bonita, come back and make things right. Oh, Carolina, tan bonita, come back and make
Alright, folks, so that was O Carolina by the Fox Brothers with Prince Buster and the All Stars. See what I'll do is have a quick look at see if there's any comments on this. Scroll down. Yeah, so Shaggy's version, somebody's just said, was 1993. Um, it, 92, 93. I got confused. There wasn't a lot of music I actually enjoyed back then, and it was just kind of random stuff. Um, somebody said these guys are my distant relatives, and they just asked their grandmother about it today. Yeah, the drums. Somebody's saying the drum arrangements and timing is awesome. I loved. Are they called toms or something? Because they sounded like the type that you kind of hit. Um, yeah. So what somebody has mentioned Scar. And even it was quite subdued actually, and I mean, obviously, this is a 1959 recording. I'm not sure how good the recording would have been, but the the whole kind of production felt a little bit subdued, but more so the ska bit. I think there was a piano and stuff. It felt very subdued. I'm not sure if I would want that a little bit more front and center, but definitely I wanted to hear his voice a little bit better. Um, and I'm wondering if anyone's got a more cleaned up version of this because that's the only kind of disappointment for me was that I was trying hard to listen to some of the sounds. Um, yeah, but it was great, really, really great. I enjoyed this. And it kind of gave me a sort of like, no, not maybe, nostalgia for a time or anything like that, but it did give me, because I wasn't very nostalgic about the early 90s anyway. I hated it, mostly. But it's that kind of feeling nostalgia for, being on holiday and stuff, being somewhere where, you do have a gentle sound. I mean, I don't want to hear techno on a beach. I want to hear something like this, something that's, gentle on the old ears. And, um, yeah, it just kind of gives you, the vibes of the beach, the sea, maybe a drink in hand. And yeah, it was just really, really cool. And hands up, even though I wish the quality was a little bit better. I would have to say, I do actually prefer this version to the version I actually bought on a CD single back in 1993. I do actually prefer this one, so that's good. A win for the original. So yeah, till next time, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon.